One, two, three, you not fucking with me. 4, 5, 6, hit the shit. Alright, welcome back to another episode of the X Zone with Chris with the X. And that's how I warm up to make sure that I sound good. Everybody that can hear the sound of my voice, please hit that listener support. $4.99, $9.99 a month to keep getting these good podcasts. You can also find me on YouTube at Chris Sharp. All the links, if you listen to this on Spotify, all the links should be at the bottom. If you're hearing the sound of my voice on Pocket Radio or Overcast, the links should already be there. Check them out. Alright, today's topic will be about how all podcasts are different. No, all podcasts are the same, and mine is different or stand out from the rest. Got this question from my boy Lesam or Leamsore. Go check his music out on Spotify and all platforms, streaming all platforms. Go support local artists. Also, Floor Decor, Dude Rella. There's support local real artists. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, the podcasting system. So I also listened to Lovely T 2000. And she was also talking about that, celebrities hijacking stuff. And I have no problem with that, celebrity podcasting or celebrity YouTubers or whatever, because some of them be really giving some juicy information and dirt from back in the day. Like stuff that we didn't get to see before, they had Kodak cameras and all that. The camera that you had to wind up till it hit zero and then go to Rite Aid or Thrifties to get it developed. And some of them is just, some of these podcasts by celebrities is just dry as hell, or I just don't want to listen to them. Or I catch a couple of episodes, but they don't keep me intrigued. And mine's stand out from the rest because I like listening to people that keep it gutter. And if you don't know what gutter means, keep it real, 100%. And they ain't got no image to protect and none of that. I mean, all of us probably got some image to protect. But what I mean is that, oh, I don't want to offend this person. Oh, I don't want to offend that person. Because of I lose a paycheck, or maybe somebody, I don't know, the community might come after me. Nope. Chris with the X Zone. That's what this channel is going to be. Oh, I meant to say happy Friday. It's Friday, and I'm ready to sing. Pick up my people and hit the party sing. Even though 2020, you can't go no damn where. Rest in peace to a leader. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, I like people who tell the truth. I like people who can keep it real, trill, 100. And all of these, welcome to this, welcome to that, and, just not saying what they really want to say. And what I mean by freedom of speech, not calling nobody this no nigger zone, stuff that can get your ass beat. But no, stuff that, because I talk about black issues as well, but stuff about, the black community, or black men, don't sag and all that. That's keeping it real. That I can appreciate. And I like stuff that just keeps me learning, because I came from public school, so, I didn't learn shit until I got out. I had a high school teacher that told me, actually a middle school teacher that told me that I wasn't going to get my real education until I hit college. And she was absolutely right. And she was from somewhere in Africa. I remember, I think her name was Miss Owiva, something like that. Ogenda or something like that. I remember what she looked like. Hopefully she's doing well. And she was from the African continent. And that's another thing that in the sorry, I got hiccups, y'all. But in other podcasts to be looking forward to, I will be talking about like hour-long conversations about the black community. I think I'll do a two-part called American Negro and Living While Black in America. You know, because I want to pinpoint a lot of stuff and stuff that I've been learning about. And I don't know, maybe the trans community. I'm not trans or nothing, but I just, I have an opinion on a lot of things. That's what the Egg Zone is about. You come in, you tune in, and if you like it, you share, you follow, subscribe, you hit that listen to support. And that's what it's going to be about. And that's why I can get into podcasting. It's very easy, but with the celebrities, it's going to be, they're going to hijack it. I feel like it. And we need more people that's just gutter. I don't mind celebrities doing podcasts, but just keep things real and 100. And that's why it's just going to become, just like YouTube was about the people. And the people, sharing videos and home videos. Long golden days, like just realistic home videos. Not the fancy ones that's put together. Although I have no problem with that, because once you start to grow, you start to upgrade stuff. I have no problem with that. But all these, mukbang videos and people wasting food and these stupid pranks that's geared towards black people, that puts us in a bad light. I talk about stuff like that here, how that is getting oversaturated with stupidity, and they push stuff like realistic gutter people out of the algorithm. There's a lot of black YouTubers, a lot of other people that could have been bigger, maybe on a PewDiePie level, just talking about real stuff. But I noticed they don't really get credit where credit is due, and I like to shout out people, so I will be doing that. Like I said, I watched the Africa Dysphoria channel by Phil. I watched Lovely T 2000. I watched Tommy Sotomayor and the Empress channel, Choice TV, just off the top of my head, and other people. Once it comes to like talking about like real stuff and in topics of discussion, and also the Grapevine, the Grape Juice, the Black Vine, I believe it's called, because they be having some good topics too, and not just black topics, just any type of topic. Like I said, this channel is like bulk candy. You pick and choose what topic you want to hear, or you pick which podcast you want to hear me talk about. I can go into esoterical stuff, and also about, we need more realistic podcasters, because, like they were saying, is that if you want to make a better change in the world, especially online, we have these big YouTubers and the realistic ones. Them too self. They look for other people that are very like-minded, very smart-minded, that stay on the good track, and I'm one of those people. I want to keep it real. Common sense and decency has gone out the window, especially in 2020 and in America. And no, this ain't no hate video or Dixie Chicks. No, stop being outrageous, because Dixie Chicks didn't hate America. We just have. Living in America is great, but we have our problems here, and we damn near need to talk about them. So I think that's what separates my channel from other people's channels. I mean, of course, we do come into across topics that are the same, like, maybe Black Lives Matter, or maybe white supremacy, or stuff that, or like the Cuties movie, that sick pedophile movie. Um, Stuff like that, some stuff could be same difference. Some stuff, some people may leave out or might not catch, or I might be backing them up, or they may not observe. That's what that's what I think separates me from the rest, and not all these wishy-washy people. Instagram got hijacked. Now it used to be back then. It used to be about posting like stuff that you would eat or you with your family. Now it's all about the models and Instagram models, and now they even updated to where you can shop on there, which is not bad, but I don't know, it's getting all high tech. Just don't try to fix what's not broken, like MySpace. You can upgrade stuff, but I just don't want to come to shoppy or whatever. Other podcasts that I will do in the upcoming weeks, like music from artists that probably didn't get that much due that I listen to. Cause I like to get lost on YouTube and hear artists that didn't really get they due, but they can sing, but they didn't have to really back up. Shout out to Barrio Boys. They follow me on Instagram, the Barrio Boys, the ones that do the. If I don't know who they are, they are Puerto Rican and Dominican group from New York, the Bronx, New York. I think they got they started in the late '80s, and then they broke out on the scene in the early '90s. And one of their biggest songs with Selena, called in English called "Where You Are," in Spanish is called "And Don't Hate Me." Donde quiera que estés. I think I'm saying it right. But yeah, and they was getting off in that song. And actually, Barrio Boys, I came across them not because of that song, because I am a Selena fan, but I was watching a movie I Like It Like That with John Cena and Lorian Velez, the one from New York Undercover, and John Cena. A year later, ironically, he plays Selena's husband Chris in the Selena movie. And that movie, I Like That, came out in 1994, and they have a cover at the end of the movie because the movie's about a couple that's in love. They're married and they're in love, but one person cheat on the other person, and things go sour because the other person, Lorian's character, the lady from New York Undercover, she starts sleeping with her boss, and then John Cena's character starts sleeping with the the town slut, and it's a good movie. But going back to the Barrio Boys, at the end they have a song that's a cover. The original singer is Otis Redding, but the song is called "Try a Little Tenderness." I highly recommend you go and search it up, along with their album "This Is How We Roll," they Spanish albums. They really can sing, and I think they coming back. I think they coming back with something. I hope they do, because that I would say they was better vocalists than Menudo. Don't diss me, Menudo fans, but Barrio Boys, they can blow. Hans, Angel, they can blow. So shout out to Barrio Boys. Also, I didn't even know there's a singer by the name of Catherine Young. She has a song called "We've Gotta Run." She's another artist that didn't get her due. She only came out with one album, and they didn't feel like she could sell. I don't know why, but she has a song with a dude named Kato, Cato, and the song is called "Can I Get a Buzz?" Because in the song, in the beginning, you hear the and that's when the beat drop. Songs called "Can I Get a Buzz" with Catherine. featuring Kato featuring Catherine. Her name's spelled Casserne, and she has a song called "We've Got to Run," where she sings about love. That maybe she says in the song, "Together again." But how do we explain the unexplainable? What's pulling on us so strong that it can't let go? Love struck once, or maybe in this case, maybe twice. Love calls out your name, never mind the reason. And she says, she has so many lines in that song that just really get you. The reason why I'm bringing her up, because I've been listening to her music for since I was in college, because that's when I got a laptop and I got to get lost into music. And Darkchild, that the one that produces a lot of songs from Brandy, Monica, Aaliyah, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Destiny's Child, Darkchild, na na na, say my name. Him, I didn't even know she passed away during 9/11. And I've been trying to, like, some of these artists I can actually, like, some of them I found, like, be like, oh yeah, you didn't get your justice due. But rest in peace to her. It's what I was trying to get at. But yeah, that'll be a podcast to be coming up. I look forward to. But yeah, I think I answered the questions of what separates me from the rest. Because like I said, this podcast gonna be like bulk candy. There's gonna be deep topics. There's gonna be maybe celebrity topics. Also, I wanted to, because this is becoming a random chat-ish, like random chat-ish, but also I wanted to talk about living your life and doing your own thing. Like Jamie Foxx's, I think it's his sister that had Down syndrome, and shout out to him, rest in peace to her. And it just makes you, 2020 is so horrible, but you gotta keep going, keep doing you in life, keep your head up. You can't let things get to you, live your life for other people. Everything ain't for everybody. You got some people that just has demonic spirits. They on that demon time shit, which is not a very good saying, because we don't play with spirits as black people. In Latino community, I know about that too. And we don't do that. And you just got people that's just low vibrational, low frequency. You have to do your own thing. There's some say there's not enough hours and enough time in the world to do things that you want, but I call bullshit on that, because most of the times you just focus on some shit that that's pulling on you so strong that it can't let go. And if you got something like that that's on you, it should be love. It should be what you want to do in life, what you like to do, not some bullshit somebody said years ago, or living your life for people, or who did you wrong and all that. You really got to not let stuff control you, because your body can't function right anymore, myself included. But I'm not responsible for anybody else's life. I'm not responsible for anybody else's negativity, stupidity. I'll just correct you. I'll check you like a test, like the KC, and I'll bounce you like a bad chick. Because nobody really writes checks no more, and nobody should be really living negativity anymore. Holla. You'll be seeing more of me doing my thing, doing things that I love, working myself like a 9 to 5, doing the things that I love. And you have to be very conscious of the people that you let surround you. Keep your circle small. Go out and mingle, keep your circle small. Save money to go to continents like Africa or wherever you want to visit. Some people do getting all tongue tied again. Some people do lose loved ones, and The time not promising nobody. But I like to speak life and sorry, I'm getting hiccups again. I like to speak love and life into fruitation, because in the Bible says the power of the tongue. If you don't know what power of the tongue is, it basically means those who speak of death, those who speak of life, eventually shall get what they speak. Just search the power of the tongue. I know a lot of y'all be going through some hard stuff, but I think that we go through things, and I think that we put ourselves through things. I think that most of the times we put ourselves through the past, people, or memories that control us. And I don't think that you should let either three of that control you. You should also go forward. Always go forward in life. If you do look back, look back at the good stuff. Like Madonna said, take life like a holiday. Forget about the bad times. Remember the good times. Because in holidays, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Valentine's Day, most of the time you're looking forward to that. And that's how life has to be. And living your life every day to the fullest. You don't always go out and do stuff. You could sit from your home, read a book, write, whatever. You know, living your life to the fullest is being, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, to be positive and being positive and focusing on what you want. Your thoughts sometimes eventually become your actions, and that should be doing good for the world. Because, like she said, like Alicia Keys said, sometimes you don't know the time you may have here with me. But not to get on those sad topics, but that's what I want to throw out, my 2 cents. Anyways, any comments, questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. If I don't know if you can comment on podcasts, but like, share, subscribe, and all that. Hit that listener support. Till then, this has been your boy Chris with an X on another episode of the X Zone. Stay tuned.